Greetings everyone, my name is Jack5 and welcome back. If you watched my last video, you may have heard that I was working on a collab with Dummy. My entry I made like, I don't know, 5 months ago, and it's taken us this long to finally release it, but it's out now, and because I had such heavy involvement with the production of the collab, I felt that it would be a good idea for me to just put some director's commentary on my channel. In this video, I will be talking about the changes that were made during the production and all the stuff that went down as the video plays. And this is definitely the first time that I've ever done anything like this, so excuse me if there are any like long breaks where I don't say anything. There's gonna be no cuts. I'm just going straight through the entire video. Please watch the original video if you haven't already, because you won't be able to hear it that well in this video. Anyway, let's get the show on the road. I'm gonna hit play in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the main method of me and Dummy working through the intro and outro is that we had a script that we agreed on. A couple of changes would happen during production, but he would send me previews of what he had done, and I would comment on them, give him timestamps and such. For the most part, it worked out quite well. There were a couple of things that I had to add, like that sniper voice line that wasn't originally in it. Couple of other sounds that I added. And the soundtrack was entirely my doing. The final render came without music because SFM only outputs music in mono for some reason. Okay, here's where the voice actor for the phone came in. This voice actor I got from my Discord channel. I advertised it on my Discord channel, and this guy volunteered himself. His work is, he doesn't really have any work on YouTube. He's more of a talk over TF2 guy. Here's some Garry's mod pictures that I made for this specific purpose. Yeah. I'm just really happy with how all this turned out, and unfortunately we couldn't get the correct rocket launcher or sniper rifle, but that's fine. What we ended up with was fine. And this aspect ratio change was made. Okay, so Source Boommaker's entry, the first version that they gave to us was, it had only a few songs and they sort of overlapped with each other, so I asked them to change the soundtrack and gave them a couple of suggestions for songs. They did, and they ended up with the mix that you just heard of 2 songs. It actually sounds kind of good. I didn't realize that that was going to happen. Otter Cakington, he submitted his entry without music, so this song was added. I did request what song he'd like, and he said this song. That sound that you hear from the PDA, I added that. Overall, it's a very short entry. That's my only comment about Otter Cakington. Scott Mac's entry, I don't think anything changed. Yeah, I didn't change anything about this. There was, like, the whole collab had to go through minor edits to get rid of, like, fragments from previous frames, or, let me think, there was also a couple of flashing overlays, if you're familiar with Hammer. I'll talk about that later, especially in Sergio Gaming's entry. That's most relevant there. But yeah, most of this entry organizing just happened before the deadline. I was doing this the whole time. It was after the deadline where we worked on the intro and outro. Kian McWolfie, I actually got him, I reached out to him and asked him to make an entry, and he did. Unfortunately, it was too close to the deadline, so nobody from his circle of animators could send us anything, but definitely one of my favorite entries in the collab besides mine. I just think he's a great animator. He uses the exact same inspiration that I do. Yeah, I don't have anything to talk about over the course of this. I guess I could talk about the scripting some more. So there were a couple of things that I had planned that Dummy had to change because it would be too much effort to animate, and I can totally understand. I make shortcuts like that in Garry's mod all the time. Yeah, stuff like running. He really doesn't want people to run. I mean, we had to during the intro, but there were some segments during the outro especially where movement was a real problem, especially after my outro. I should be talking about this. It's too early to be talking about the outro, but I'm sorry. Okay, Sergio Gaming. There was a lot of fragmentation of frames, and not fragmentation, like resampling, motion blur. But that's my favorite part. That part where Engie does the little battle arena dance. I laughed over that for several times watching this. Yeah, so there were a lot of fragments in the frames, as you can see. But I did my best to clean up like flashing overlays. Like you can see that keep area clear at all times sign in the background. That sign had a tendency to flash for some reason. So you can see right there was one frame of it flashing. I did my best to clean that up, but yeah. I'm earnestly hoping that this music doesn't get found out by the YouTube copyright bot. If it does, we may have to re-upload, depending on whether the video gets taken down or blocked in countries. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good animation, and it's definitely Sergio is learning. There were a lot of fixes happened towards the end. I faded out, and at the right time, I kept the screen black, kept the music going. Okay, Cycle and Chan. The music was entirely my idea. Get all the GoldenEye soundtrack. They didn't have a watermark, so I had to add that in myself. They did have a different Final Fantasy song at the end of their entry. However, I couldn't find the source, and it was too late to talk to them about what it was, because I had to make the credits. So I just came up with a Final Fantasy song that sounded very similar, and I used that. Polis Ranger, he actually submitted two completely different entries that were roughly the same thing, but one was worse than the other. And yeah, we used this one. They basically followed the same plotline, but when he submitted his first entry, he had to be taught a little bit how to use stop motion in Garry's mod. He is also learning, but yeah, I'm overall happy with what he did. A couple of fixes I had to do with the volume of the entry, but yeah, nothing much. That's the RPG that we wanted to use, but I don't think it's even in Source Filmmaker, so we didn't get to put it in the intro. Alright, my entry's coming up. I gotta be careful not to talk about the story. Might be difficult. Okay. I still find Polis Ranger's voice funny. Like his inflection in that entry. Okay, if you want to see how this entry was made, I have a video on my second channel called Engie Terminates His Final Target, BTS. Or you can see it behind the credits, but basically it's a 4-panel sort of display with the different layers of the video project. And some layers, some parts of the video weren't included in the, yeah, some parts of the video didn't make it into the BTS because I lost the project files for some reason. I don't know how that happens, but, yeah, overall this is just, a whole lot of stuff all over the place. And the outro, is based around this because, well, you know, it's my entry, and since I have heavy involvement, I have to put it last and have it and make it have a substantial impact. I mean, people seem to like it. How the collab has such a surprising ending, especially here. Oh, this section went through a couple of edits. The pacing, the entirety of the audio was all mine. And I just had to edit, crop dummies and trim dummies animation to fit the timing. Got that motion lines from green screen. This part of the animation relatively unchanged in terms of timing. I mean, all over the place, there are a couple of places where I slowed down the animation, but because Dummy's final render was in 60 frames per second, and the collab is in 30 frames per second, there was a lot of leeway. I was able to do a lot more with the project than expected. And you can see here in the credits that behind the credits are BTS versions of everybody's entries. Well, 3 of ours. So Source Boommaker is first. At that time, he called himself Alon Boom. Yeah. So this version of his entry is only slightly different. A couple of background characters are missing. Actually, all background characters are missing, and there's less camera movement. And here's the old Polis Ranger animation. There were a couple of things in that I liked, such as the scientist you saw that died just in the corner for no reason. But then it sort of derails into just a completely different story. You'll notice that in the entry that got published, he got a call and said, "You're not getting your money, goodbye." Whereas in this older entry, he actually like gets hurt by the G-Man and stuff, and then he talks with his boss again, and his boss runs him over. Polis Ranger sounded completely different in this entry, and I like that he used his normal voice for the newer version because, his boss impression was really bad. Here's the BTS. It is behind the credits, so it's a little hard to see, but again, video will be on my second channel. Yeah, this music for the credits is the exact same music from the second teaser. I just really liked it. I didn't like the music I used for the first teaser, so stuck with the one with the second teaser. And surely some other people have used it before, but at least it's not Kevin MacLeod. Yeah. And what a ride that was. Like, I don't know, 4 months of working on the intro and outro. But it's finally here. And here's a little cliffhanger that we made. Who knows what happened. Yeah, so that was Engie's Hitman Adventures. Thanks for watching this director's commentary. Be on the lookout for other videos on my channel soon enough. Make sure you watch the original video. If you haven't, I don't know why you didn't watch it. You should have watched it. And leave a like and comment on that video, share it with your friends, and watch some reaction videos. I don't know. I know that Scott Mac has made one. Yeah, just shop around and talk about the collab. We're hoping to do another collab soon. Maybe one with less rules. Because if you have, the more rules you have, the less participants you get. I know that for a fact. Because I've been in, I've seen many other collabs that are like that. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and see you guys later.